It is another day on the morning drive. I just thought I was going to sing for someone, but actually it's not working. So let me just keep quiet and just go straight. You are welcome to the Morning Drive live on ECWA Television International. And here we just get to encourage ourselves, talk to ourselves and see the possible way, out of situations or, possible ways on doing some things positive for ourselves and people around us. And today I would want to start with a question, and the question is, what are you made of? What is your seed? Let me go to Genesis 23:4, which says, I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven. I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. All right. Let me go to, the question I asked you of what your seed is all about. Who are you? What are you? What are you made of? Trust me, we have the good seed and we also have the bad seed. So you have to decide. And one thing with seeds, they actually, no matter good or bad, they can grow. Okay, a seed can grow based on how you plant it, and if you plant it in a wrong way or if you plant it with a wrong motive, it is definitely going to grow and then affect those other seeds that are there. So you should ask yourself, who are you? What are you made of? And in knowing that, you would definitely know there are so many times where people do not want to. There are people who are negative thinkers. There are people who are positive thinkers. But all these things are based on the type of seed they have in them. There are people who will just sit down and all they do or all they think of is to harm other people or to destroy other people or to make other people pained or to make other people cry or to like so many things like that. And you just wonder how people just find pleasure or find satisfaction in making other people go through pain or go through all these things, and then they don't even feel anything about it. And then you get to see other people also who, on the other hand, all they want to do is to help people out. All they want to do is to make sure they put a smile on people's faces. All they want to do is just to, do things that would definitely help them. But what I would say is that there is nothing good that will come out of you if you don't love yourself, if you don't cherish yourself, if you don't do things for yourself. And if you see people who are always trying to make people go through pain, I just wonder what is that thing, which means they don't even have love for themselves, not to talk about having it and then giving it out to other people. Now, coming back to Genesis 23, 23:4 I mentioned or I read is, if you cannot multiply without having a seed. Okay, so if you have a seed, what is that seed you have in you? Do you recognize it? I think in one of our episodes I talked about fire and then how to recognize your fire, because if you don't recognize your fire, you wouldn't know how to make it burn more. And in this context, I'm talking about what you are yourself, what you are made of. Because if you don't even know, if you don't recognize your seed, then you might not even recognize your fire. And you cannot even know the way, to keep it burning, or you cannot know the way to make you yourself better. Okay, so you have to recognize who you are. And trust me, there is no pleasure in making people go through pain. There is no pleasure in making people go through hardship. There is no pleasure in making people go through, some things just because you feel, if you can't get it, no one else can get it. If you think that way, then trust me, some things will not even come your way, because you are not seeing anything positive, or you are not a positive thinker, and you are not someone who goes to God in prayer. I don't think anybody will go to God in prayer and say, God, I want to kill somebody today, help me. Or you go to God and say, God, I want to go robbery, please help me. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people think, but you have to have a good seed in you. Just the way I said, bad, good, they all grow, but it depends on how and what you are trying to achieve. In all, we need to know that we have to be our brother's keepers. We need to know that whatever we are doing is not just for ourselves. And in still in Genesis 23, it also said, and I will make, and I shall, and through your seed all the nations of the earth will be blessed. Which means if you're doing it, you're not just doing it for yourself, because through your seed, other people are going to be blessed. Through your seed, people are going to be liberated. Just imagine if you keep just sitting down in one place and not realizing what that very seed, because I will always say, God has placed you here on earth for a purpose. What is that purpose? The purpose makes you want to work hard. When you know your purpose, then you have to have goals in which you want to achieve your purpose. Okay, so and if in achieving that goal or in achieving that purpose, it makes you satisfied, because at the end it is not just all about you, but it's all about the impact you are going to have on people, because the Bible has said it, that through you other nations will be blessed. So would you just rather sit down and just make yourself not useful, and at the end nobody is getting direct impacts from what you're having? And one thing also true is that impact also can be positive, can be negative. In you not doing something good for yourself, another person can be encouraged by it. You can never tell. Another person can see you staying at home and be like, this person that I used to respect so much, and then the person is just like this now. Who am I? And before you know it, the person will start acting up the way he feels or she feels, because she feels like that person she's looking up to, or that person she has been giving that much respect is like this, not to talk of me. The world is, the things are hard. It is not only me who is going through a lot. At least another person is going through a lot. So you have to be careful how you go through, or how you go doing your things, because trust me, other people also are seeing it and they copy from you. Good, bad, ugly, they still copy from you. And I just pray that people will not just see the bad things and copy, but they will see good things and copy from people. Everybody has his own shortcomings. For the fact that we sit and say, okay, you are not supposed to do this, you are not supposed to do that, is for us to know and be cautious of not doing all these things. But it will get to a time, no matter how hard you try, or no matter how hard you're or determined you are to succeed, there are days or there are times that you just break down and just feel like this is it. But God is against you staying in your brokenness. God is against you just wallowing yourself in your troubles. It is more like a time for you to have that reset. It is more like the very time for you to know that, okay, nothing good comes easy, but because at the end you are going to achieve that very result, then you keep pushing, you keep doing things the way you want, and the way God will want to do it. And as I always say, go back to Him. He can only be the one to lead you, and His leading will never lead you astray. So always go back to God. Even if you don't know what your seed is, go back to God and ask God, who am I? What am I supposed to do? Because there are a lot of people who don't even know who they are. They don't even know what they are capable of. They don't even know what they are, what their abilities are. They don't even know how good they can be in anything. They just feel like that is it and that is it. But you should know that if you are watching me and you're feeling that way this morning, go back to God, pray to God, ask Him, what am I? Who am I? And how can I, move from what it is to the person I would want to be, or the person that you would want me to be? Because everyone has a seed in him, and that seed needs to be watered. And that is another thing, again, I want us to talk about. Who is watering your seed, or what is watering your seed? But I will take the video for the day, and when we come back, I would go into it, talking about who or what is watering your seed. I'll be right back.
I own this salon. I make hair, I fix, I plait, I fix eyelashes, I fix nails. I sell weave-ons, hair cream, relaxer, attachment. I open my shop around 8. When I have customer, I open early so that I will made up and make the customer hair in time. The challenge I have, sometimes I have customer, sometimes I will not have the customer. I have a customer. So I'm making her tuchuku, gel style tuchuku. Here is my brush and here is my gel. I'll apply the gel on her hair. I will make sure I comb it so that the gel will lap in her hair before I put the afro. So this is the revamp. This is my needle. Yes, I have people learning under me. It's not much. This gel style, I make this 1,000 naira. It's different than nails and hair. I braid hair. Depends the hair I braid. Like knotless braids. I break knotless braids. 3,000. Fixing is not much. 500. Normal nails. 500 naira. Double nails is 1,500. When I want to fix hair, fixing of hair 1,000 naira. Washing of hair 300 naira. My advice to people, let them start doing something to take care of themselves and their family, because you can't depend on man every day. You'll be giving you money to take care of yourself. So you have to start your own and see how God will help you. what I do.
Thank you for watching our video for the day, and we are back on the topic. And before we went for the break, I said we'll be talking about who or what is watering your seed. If you have a seed, just the way I said, there's negative and positive, seed, or let me say bad and good seed. And on this side, I would say, what is watering your seed? Is it positivity that is watering your seed, or is it negativity that is watering your seed? Is it bad intention that you have towards people, or is it good intention that you have towards people? Who are you going for advice? And what kind of advice are you getting from those people? Who first are you supposed to go to? You need to ask yourself all these things, and at the end you bring out the result, which of course, first of all, it is God who is your answer. It is God who provides the answers to your prayer, and it is only God that you can go to for him to bring you out of any situation. It is only God you can go to for him to lead you to the very right path. So if you don't know yourself, or you're discovering yourself, you're trying to discover yourself, you need to isolate yourself from so many noise making around. Put yourself in order. Go to God in prayer. Ask him who you are. Ask him to reveal that very thing he wants you to do, even as you are here on earth. Ask him to, unveil that thing, that hidden treasure in you that you probably must have, hidden it somewhere, or maybe you don't even recognize. Just the way I said, some people don't even know the fire they have in them. Some people don't know the kind of seed they have in them, so they just take everything about them for granted, to the extent that it affects them negatively, because other people too will take them on serious, just as they took themselves on serious. So you have to go back to God, so that you can recognize your fire. And when you recognize your fire, then you start working towards achieving that very thing that you need to achieve in life before your time is over. And you need to know only God can water your fire. You need to know only God can water your fire. Only God can water your seed, I mean. So if you have a seed, always pray to God, and he is going to direct you. His direction is him watering your fire, your seed. I mean, I keep going back to the fire because we need to keep burning, definitely. But then, as I'm talking about seed now, you need to know that it is God that can only water your seed. And you need to know that the next person that can water your seed, it is also you yourself watering your seed, by making yourself think positively, by making yourself see positivity in everything, by making yourself see the possibility of things happening. Don't put yourself in the situation where you think this thing cannot be achieved, at least not by me, God forbid. Make sure you know that this thing is going to be achieved, and I am going to do it, no matter how hard it is, no matter how it appears. I will achieve it. And you know you are going to achieve it smoothly. So you have to know what is watering your fire, what is watering your seed, I mean. And another thing again is, you know, people actually, if you allow people that can they can actually also water your seed, and it can be negative or positively. Have you seen when maybe if you want to do, you know, people have been going back to farming now, everybody wants to farm, and it's just like, okay, let me talk about a particular year. You know, you can just see that, okay, this very type of seed is really everybody wants to do. Maybe if it's potato now, everybody wants to go into potato because they said it's selling, you know, it is bringing the profits and all that. Another year you will hear is ginger. Everybody wants to go into ginger, especially people that are from Kaduna side. Everybody wants to go into ginger farming and all. Then it will get to it, then okay, maybe you now, you would say, okay, I want to go into ginger farming, and you meet somebody and the person is telling you, you want to do ginger. You did not hear that last year, you know, ginger farming did not work. It doesn't mean that this year it wouldn't work, you know. And I have heard a lot of people who, you know, went into the farming and they collected loans, they did the farming, it didn't come out well. And some of them even gave up. Some of them even committed suicide and all that because of all these things that have happened. But it doesn't stop you from doing it, because it doesn't, for the fact that it went wrong one time doesn't mean it will be like that all the time. If that is what you think will lead you out of the situation you are, then go for it. If that is what you think, you know, that can bring the satisfaction you need in your life, go to God. If it's going to, like, no matter how it is, you can always go to God. Going back to God doesn't mean that, okay, and the potato will be the happiness that God will give you, even in that situation, is what you will need for you to go out of that situation. So you need to know that no matter how it is, there is definitely a way out of it. But when you keep yourself being watered by, you know, negativity, you might not even want to start something. Or when you start, you might not want to finish it. Or when, you know, you are confronted with situation, you just feel like, okay, giving up, because you cannot go through with it, because a lot of voices have been coming instead of you listening to the voice of God. So you should know what your seed is. You should know what you are up to. You should know who you are. You should know who you are in Christ. And you know, the Lord has said it already, that He is going to give you what you need. All you need to do is to ask. Of course. So if you ask, you are definitely going to get. You are definitely going to receive. So always know that, you know, you have to live the life of, you know, a good seed. You have to be a good seed. You have to be a good seed to yourself. You have to be a good seed to your people. You have to be a good seed to everything that has to do with you and humanity. And at the end, you have that satisfied result that when you go back, you know, to God, you would say, or He would say, yes, you are a faithful servant, because He has given you and you have worked with it. Okay. Thank you for watching The Morning Drive, and I'll see you next time on another exciting episode. I hope you learned. I learned too. And just stay blessed. God bless you all.
Equa TV International keeps you lifted 247.